Today on the channel for the Star Wars Black Series and the Return of the Jedi, we've got Jabba the Hutt and Salacious B. Crumb.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Star Wars Black Series unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got a special one. We got the Star Wars Black Series Jabba the Hutt Hasbro Pulse exclusive. But for all your Star Wars needs that are not Hasbro Pulse exclusives, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% all in stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And Jabba the Hutt returns to the collection. Now, I heard out there in the old interwebs that there was a possibility this was coming to Hasbro Pulse right a little bit before it was officially announced. I hurried to my Star Wars room and I said, okay, I got the old Black Series Jabba. I'm going to put that on eBay. I'm going to sell that. And that thing did sell for more than this cost. So that was a good day at the office for me. I basically traded my Jabba the Hutts. Not sure if there's really any difference, and unfortunately, I don't have that one to compare to anymore. So we're just going to look at it with, I guess, fresh eyes as we can, try to go off memory, things like that. But always nice to get a new slick model here of Jabba the Hutt. And the Jabba the Hutt, an all-timer from the Star Wars land. I'm sitting there thinking he could be my favorite scene kind of area in Star Wars. I mean, you had Lando in disguise. What more could you want there? You got old Luke just ready to take on the world at the time. You got Leia in disguise. You got Chewbacca laying in wait. You got the Gamorrean guards, which are all-time favorites. You got the Rancor, one of the greatest things ever, not just in Star Wars. Just so much cool stuff going on in there. Of course, you got Han Solo, you got the dancing aliens. There's a lot going on in Jabba's place. That's a place I would frequent if I was on Tatooine, maybe. Who knows? It's right out there with the Wicket and the Ewok Village and all that celebration. I don't know where I'd rather go. We'll see between those two. But very excited to get this in my collection. And I'm, of course, going way back in the day to the 80s when I was a little kid. I got the original Jabba the Hutt play set with Salacious Crumb and the throne, all that kind of stuff. So many hours of fun as a little kid. So many memories playing with my Star Wars figures. And all revolved around Jabba the Hutt. You got the trap there. People would fall in. And then I'd pretend. I'd pull out my Rancor and I'd pretend they're fighting the Rancor. Just some of the all-time great playing days. There's no doubt about it. Not sure I can recapture it right here with this Jabba the Hutt. Because unfortunately it does not come with a throne. And unfortunately you back there wouldn't back that Rancor for Kyle. The one thing Kyle really wanted from the Star Wars universe was a Black Series Rancor. Just couldn't get the job done. It couldn't. And of course, if the Star Wars team would have talked to the Disney Plus team or the Disney team, whatever, with Hasbro, if they could all been in communication, they could have just waited until the Rancor debuted in the Book of Boba Fett, and then I think things would have been a little bit different. Oh, I don't know. What is going on? I don't know. But no Rancor for me, but at least I got a brand new Jabba the Hutt minus throne. Would be beautiful if they could release the throne and the whole setup. I'd be all in. Not in the cards as of right now, apparently, here. But we're going to get this out of the package. I'm going to do a little cut right now. Right there. Right there. Razor blade safety. That's what it's all about. But we got Jabba the Hutt. I love the classic style packaging going on here. The classic Return of the Jedi logo is always good. You got old Jabba right here. You got his little fish tank. He's kind of drinking out of that thing. And I loved it when he grabbed that like fish type thing out of there and threw it down. Oh, all-timer, all-timer. And then you got Salacious B. Crumb. Salacious B. I didn't know his middle name was B. I wonder if it's bread. Salacious Bread Crumb. That could be his name. Who knows? We don't know. You got the Gamorrean guard over here. You got Luke. You got my boy, Bib Fortuna, one of the creepiest guys of all time. But really, Jabba's right hand, man. We saw him later in the Book of Boba Fett, of course. 40 years of Return of the Jedi. 4 and up. That's the way it needs to be. You got Jabba looking only like a Jabba the Hutt could look over here. You get a little bit of that play set, that little ring around here. Give me the whole bottom part. Give it to me in cardboard if you have to. I need that. So you get a little show and tell right here of what's going on. Jabba on the back here, just kind of the usual song and dance. So nothing too crazy on the packaging, but it is very fun. It is fairly nostalgic, I will say. I am here for that. Uh-oh, gotta get the razor blade out one more time. Beautiful, beautiful. But I'm here for Jabba the Hutt, like I said. Any and all things Jabba the Hutt, I am definitely here for. Can I get him out of the package? There we go. All right. Box off to the side. See you later. I might even save that box. And oh my gosh, he's roped in. He's parchment papered in. He's locked way deep in here. I'm going to take this offline. I'm going to get him out, get all the tape and the ropes off. We'll be back talking the 40th anniversary of Jabba the Hutt. All right, we got everybody uncorked out of the package. Let's get down to business. Some may say salacious crumb business. Spider-Man style, see you later, goodbye. Let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. We'll start with the accessories. Parchment paper abounds right here, as you can imagine. Anything else in here? Oh, looks like we got one. Be careful here. You got the little pipe kind of off to the side. Geez, how many times is this going to open? There we go. All right, now we're getting down to business. Parchment paper style. Bam! See you later, goodbye. What do we got in here? Oh, we got my boy Salacious. Salacious Crumb looking good, an all-timer. See you later. One of my all-time favorites. Is he a monkey? I don't know what he is. Is he a Muppet? We're not sure. He's just all salacious at the end of the day. He's a Salacious Crumb, as we know. What do we got here? Okay, we got some of these pieces. Got this beautiful wrapping paper. See you later. You can put all these together. And speaking of putting them together, these two just snap together like so, very easily. Man, reminds me when I was a kid, just a little kid. We had this. It sat on top of that throne. Actually, a lot smaller, as you can imagine, but just absolutely beautiful here. And then, of course, you get this little tank. Oh, yeah, you got the little, like, fish-type things down here floating around. I am here for that all day. You do get Jabba's pipe. Nice kind of clear tube here, and I think that connects right on the bottom. There we go, right like so. And then he just holds this, and it's got, like, a little wand-type thing. Should just sit right in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. What more could you want? I need one of these for here. I wish I had one right behind me. I just pull over and knock it out. Instead, I got one of these Monster energy drinks. Oh, Monster Ultra. You drink like 5 of these, man, you're just amped up to do reviews all day. That's what happens. Well, not quite 5. Not quite 5. But Monster, you need to sponsor this YouTube channel. Get Monster on here. It just goes hand in hand with a Kyle and Monster, doesn't it? I think it does at the end of the day. But Jabba, looking pretty good here, what we got going on, and then we're going to dive into Salacious. We're going to keep him under the parchment paper. We're going to get to him in a second here. But Salacious Crumb, a good accessory slash figure, and I'm such a big Salacious B. Crumb guy. He's going full figure for me here. But looking really, really good. Kind of like a big old monkey. I don't know what's going on, but you do get articulation at his head. You got the arm articulation. You got knee articulation, hip articulation here, even tail articulation. He packs a little punch. Definitely looks good. Looks something like out of the Muppets, of course. I think, wasn't he made by Jim Henson? I could be wrong on that, but I think that was the case. But he was always joking up there, swinging around in Jabba's place. Just really added a lot to the scenery, and I had a lot of fun playing with his action figure when I was a little kid as well. Here we are all these years later, enjoying it again. Give me all the Salacious B crumbs you can. I absolutely do love this figure. So very good. Got the 3 toes, 3 fingers going on. It's just him all day long. There's no mistaking who that is. If you're a fan and you know, you do know. But now we get down to the old main eventer here. We got part of the throne, the top part out. We got Salacious B. Crumb. Now we get the heavy hitter. We get Jabba the Hutt. And look at all this. I can put this in wrapping. This is what recycling is all about. I'm like a young Captain Planet. I'm going to get one of those bags. I'm going to put this in here. And, you know, the kids are going to pull through and just kind of do one of those things. Look at that. That's a ton of parchment paper. See you later. Goodbye. But now we got old Jabba the Hutt out. And, oh, my gosh, this is a big piece of business here. And now I kind of wish I had the other one to compare it to, as I feel this is different. And I could be totally wrong here, but I feel like this is different than the one I had. I actually feel it's bigger, and as I always say, bigger is better at the end of the day, no doubt about it. But this is a very big Jabba the Hutt. I am here for this. Do we got a name or a year on the bottom here? We do not. I kind of wish I had it to compare. I felt like the one I had maybe was a little softer in the base. This is pretty hard here. You do get the turning going on at the waist here. I believe mine had that. You do get the arm articulation, so you do get some of that as well. Even ratchets, you can hear. And look at that. You pull the arm up and down, it makes that mouth move. I think that's what happened on the other one. And I very well may just do this and just kind of have this as my mouth going forward. Hi, I'm Jabba the Hutt. What say you? Everybody watching this. I mean, you could do that. You could be a ventriloquist act with this guy very easily. Uh-oh. I don't know if I... Oh, I do not like this at all. So we got some major issues. Now that I'm looking a little bit closer at this, of course, he was just in the parchment paper. I pull him out. We do got some flaking on the bottom of the chin here on some of the paint. At first, I thought it was possibly the way it's supposed to be, but it's chipped off paint. And then I also got a little bit of chipped off paint down here as well. Don't like that at all, honestly. Why would you? But of course, right out of the package, which means if you play around with that area, you're just going to knock more paint off this. That is a huge fail, as this is an expensive item, and it's basically just kind of a paperweight, really, at the end of the day. But that is disappointing on the paint imperfections here. I'd love it if you guys pick this up. Let me know in the comments, did you have any chipped paint on yours? Because we definitely got a little bit of chipped paint going there on the chin. But an interesting one. It's kind of right where his chin hits his flap under here when you move his arm, too, which is interesting. We do got Jabba's tongue in there. Oh, when he wiggles that tongue, all the women swoon. I know how that goes. We saw Princess Leia. You got those crazy kind of reptilian eyes on Jabba. A very soft plastic around the head and mouth where the body is extremely, extremely hard. Got kind of that tail like a snake there. You got the green coloring throughout. Little different greens on the top going on, and then kind of the yellow colors as well. I believe he was a huge Oakland A's fan, and that's kind of why his coloring is that way. Somebody can fact check that if they want to. You got 3 fingers for Jabba, of course. He can hold this little pipe here. You display him kind of holding that in his hand. He's ready to go. He's ready to suck down whatever he needs to. We're here for that. But basically a big paperweight at the end of the day, but really is disappointing. We got some paint imperfections on this one. This being a big, pricey, big item here. He fits very cozy in his little corner, which is nice, but man, where's that throne he sits on? We need that. I really do feel they could have very easily given us a little cardboard insert that could have folded, just some legs on it. We could have put him on top. That would have been the way to go. I think with as expensive as this is and what it is, that would have been a really nice gesture. Obviously, we'd love a plastic one made, and maybe down the line they could do that in a little Jabba accessory pack, throw a couple of aliens in it, things like that. That would be great, but at least a cardboard one to sit on, I think would have been the way to go here. So really a mixed bag. Is there enough meat on the bone if you have the old one to get? Not quite sure. Your mileage may vary on some of the stuff. Obviously, Salacious Crumb, a big heavy hitter. We got to have him. And I think the best one ever wasn't it the Walmart set? I think that one came with the cardboard insert, if I'm not mistaken. But it's good for what it is. It is a heavy hitter. It is one I had to have in my collection. I'm glad I sold my other one and got this in its place. Kind of a trade-off in some ways here, but it is a good figure. It is very nostalgic for me, possibly for you as well. But it is Jabba the Hutt and Salacious B. Crumb. But what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Is this a pickup? Is it a pass? What are your thoughts on old Jabba the Hutt? Let me know in the comments. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This channel, the other channel, we got 2 channels going on. Videos every single day. Make sure you do check them out. You don't want to miss anything. Trust me. Trust me. But subscribe to the channels. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Don't forget about Patreon for early access to videos like this. Bonus content, exclusive content, early access to all the channel's videos from both channels, plus bonus stuff. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Salacious B. Crumb and Jabba the Hutt, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.